It's a channel update, and there's a plane on the thumbnail. Wow, is this big news? Hey, welcome back to Frank's Model Works. I'm Frank. No, it's not big news. I bought a plane. I want to show it to you. Among other things, in this episode, I want to do a channel update, keep you up to speed as to what's going on. I actually don't have anything appreciable to show you as far as model cars go. I'm working on something that I can't really show you guys just yet because it's being done for somebody else. And, you know, it's a surprise for that person, so I can't show you what's going on. But I have made a couple of purchases. I have some contest updates that I'm going to provide you with. And I have some shop cards that I need to show you. So, let's just jump right in. You know how I roll. I like to do the shop cards first because they're the most important thing. It's important because we're members of a community here that support each other. And in that vein, I would like to first shout out Billy over at Crankenstein Creations. Fantastic shop card, Billy. And it was really nice going back and forth with you via email before you started the channel. I'm glad you decided to take the leap. It's a great creative outlet. It's a wonderful community filled with outstanding people. I appreciate the shout out you gave me on your channel, and I'm glad I was able to help in any way. And that goes for the future as well. So best of luck to you folks. Get out there, like, subscribe, share, check out all of Billy's videos, and keep it rocking. Just keep up the great work, Billy, and enjoy yourself, have fun, and don't turn it into a job. We're here to have a good time, to make friends, and support each other. All right? So keep that in mind, and you're gonna have a good time. All right, Billy. We'll hear from you soon, hopefully. Next up, second and final shop card for this episode is Ed. Shoot dang models. I get an email and it says Mud Dog. I go, wow. And Ed's right to the point. He goes, I would like to trade shop cards with you. So, sure. All I need is your address. I will always happily trade shop cards with somebody. It's one of the things that I enjoy the most about this community is that we're here to support each other, build each other up, promote each other's channels, and promote each other's interests and the things that they want to do with their channels. So that's great. I appreciate the sentiments on the back, Ed. That was very kind of you. Give my regards to your producer. And I look forward. I was checking out. I liked, first off, Mopars. Loved the Super B. So that's a natural for me. I loved the A990. Beautiful work. And I'm looking forward to seeing more great stuff from you, Ed. So thank you very much for the card. Everybody get out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your neighbors, everybody, for both Ed and Billy. Links will be in the description. If you please, go check these guys out. Give them a subscribe. Let them get that momentum going. I really appreciate it. All right? Thank you, gentlemen, for the cards. I appreciate it. So now, I want to talk to you. Well, this one, because I have a physical flyer in my hand, I'll show it to you. Although I don't think I need to let you guys know about this one. People have heard of this show, but I got this in the mail today. And NNL is coming up. So, if you're going to be in New Jersey or the New Jersey area or anywhere on the East Coast, if you're going to be on the planet on April 26, 2025, you really should make an effort to come to NNL East. It is my favorite scale modeling event of the year. And any opportunity I get to see Frizzo and Dave Wood and all my other scale modeling friends is always a good time for me. I remember my big sappy stupid video that I made last year because I had to make that because I forgot to take pictures like an idiot because I'm fumbling around the event like a like a schnook, fawning over my modeling heroes as I meet them. So, this is a must attend. You gotta be there if you can. You know, I will be there with bells on. So, so will Frizzo, and so will Dave Wood, so will a lot of people. It's probably definitely in the Northeast, it's definitely the biggest show. It's a big one, folks. And folks come from all over. I get to see James Duff and James Tester and Sean Svensson. Whew. The list goes on, folks. So add yourself to that list and be there. This Saturday, April 26, 2025, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wayne Police Athletic Building, 1 Pal Drive, Wayne, New Jersey, 07470. Alrighty? And the best part is, if you need to buy gas, you're not allowed to pump your own gas. It's all full serve. What a state that New Jersey is. God bless them. All right, so I'm gonna put you back up on the tripod. We'll talk about the other events that I'm gonna be showing you. Hold on. First up, March 22nd, 2025, which is a Saturday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Replicon 32, Long Island Scale Modeling Society. They're having their 32nd annual Replicon. Good show. Lots of categories, not just cars, although the cars are very well represented, because the venue for this, if you've ever gone to the Liars show, the Long Island Auto Replica Society, they have their shows in the same place. So, and a lot of the guys from Liars come for the Replicon show as well. I would recommend that, you know, if you're in the area, it's a great show. Plenty of vendors, chance to see me, which is always a plus, and a chance to see my friend Jim Belucos, who is president of the Long Island Scale Modeling Society. So, right there in and of itself, and there's your day, just seeing us. Can't beat it. So again, that's on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mark your calendars. It's going to be a good day. The following day, in Pennsylvania, Ricky Wallace, at Rick the Builder on the Instagram, Ricky Wallace is hosting a Model Cars and Coffee, and it's on a Sunday. What do you know? So now this one is not going to be a judged competition. It says it right there, and I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put these flyers up on the screen, and all the details are going to be in the description. No trophies or rewards. I disagree. There will be rewards. Your reward is the chance to hang out with Ricky Wallace and see the stuff that he built, because he is, no joke, one of the most creative modelers out there. And not just the models that he builds, which are impeccable, the displays that go along with them. We're talking Javits Center professional quality displays that go along with his models. And his models are some of the most creative and elegant scratch-built creations you'll ever come across. If you're familiar with East Coast shows, then you've seen Ricky's work. It's some of the best out there. And, I mean, this is a good, for me, where I live in Suffolk County, this is probably going to be a 5-hour drive for me, but I'm going to do everything I can. So now, if you think about it, I got Replicon on Saturday, and then this is on the Sunday. You know what I'm thinking? 3-day weekend. I'm taking that Monday off. I don't need much. I don't need much excuse to take off from work. I'm very lazy. So, definitely put this on your to-do list. I don't know if this has ever been done before, if Ricky's ever had this show on before, but this one is going to be at 312 Gurnance Church Road in Leeport, Pennsylvania. It's close to Reading. It's a little bit north and west of Reading, so maybe slightly north and west in that area of, say, Philadelphia, So if you're in the New York metropolitan area, it's definitely doable. I'm probably gonna have to get up a crack of dawn to get there on time, but I have a feeling anything Ricky's involved with is usually a pretty impressive feat. So definitely come check it out. I'm gonna do the best to be there myself. Okay. So again, details will be in the description. And then MosquitoCon, which is IPMS New Jersey's annual contest. That is held at the same place as NNL East at the PAL Center in Wayne, New Jersey. Am I right? Yes, I am. Look at that. PAL Drive, Wayne, New Jersey. So this is the IPMS show. So it's not just cars. You're going to have planes, armor, sci-fi, figures. Very well attended show. Lots of good vendors. A lot of fun. Good folks. Good times. And it would appear that I'm going to be going to Jersey twice in April. I mean, there's worse things that could happen. But hopefully, I got to check with the Frizzo, see if he's going to that. I mean, that's always a plus. Get to see Frizzo twice in a month. And Wood, forget it. Forget it. So those are going to be 2 shows in April. So that's going to be NNL East on the 25th. 25th? 26th. 26th. I'll get it right. You know, don't get old, kids. Whatever you do. April 26th is NNL East at the PAL. 1 PAL Drive, PAL Center, Wayne, New Jersey. Same thing. April 5th, 2025 is MosquitoCon. And then Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, we have Ricky Wallace's Model Cars and Coffee, which is on a Sunday. And that is in Leeport, Pennsylvania. And then, again, Replicon 32 Model Show. That's at the Freeport Recreation Center, 130 East Merrick Road in Freeport, New York. See, that one I have memorized because I just do. I've been there a lot of times. That again is put on by the Long Island Scale Model Society. That is a IPMS show, so there are multiple categories like cars, planes, armor. It's it's one of the biggest on Long Island. There aren't many, but every one of them is magnificent. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So, thanks to Jim for reaching out and sending me the flyer so that I can let you guys know about it. All right? I'm going to set up for the next part. Hold on. All right. I'm excited for those shows. I'm going to try to make every single one of them. It's going to be tiring, but we'll do what we can. So, if you remember at the beginning of the video, and you'll see in the thumbnail right there, there's a plane. What's that about? I'm an airplane modeler too. I also build armor. I paint the occasional figure. I like to dip my toes in all of the genres, like a lot of you do. And there's a lot that we can learn from crossing over in genres, believe it or not. Especially as car modelers, we have a lot to teach other genres, and they have a lot to teach us. And the community building aspect that a lot of us focus on is central to sharing our techniques and our methods. And so in that vein, I'm going to try this year to build a model plane, and specifically I'm going to try to build this one. This is an Eduard FM1 Wildcat. So the FM1 designator means that it was the Grumman designed Wildcat, but manufactured with some design changes by GM. So this is a later model, mid to late war of the Wildcat. Now you'll notice, I'll show you this when I put you up there. The variants, the later variants of the Wildcat, Grumman wanted to focus on production of the Hellcat because it was a much more advanced fighter, And so they focused on the Hellcat for the Pacific Theater, and then they handed off production of the FM1 and the FM2, which was going to feature prominently in the Atlantic Theater. Although they were in both theaters, they were everywhere, they were all over the yard. It's not about the history of it, Frank. We're talking about model planes in general. Stay focused, Frank. Oh, so I wanted to build a model plane, and I there's something that, like, within the model car community, and I was talking about this last night. I was in a little chat with Dan the Man, who 60s Rule. There's going to be a link in the title and the description. You got to go subscribe to his new channel, Dan. Frizzo and Dave Woods from Woody's Scale Model Garage. And we're talking about a bunch of subjects. But one of the things that we were talking about was inbox reviews. Now, for model car builders, inbox reviews are very, very valuable for a very specific reason. We want to know what's in that kit, not necessarily because we're going to build what's in that model, which, you know, we may not. But what's in that kit, and an inbox review is going to show us what in that kit we can scavenge. So maybe instead of buying one of the kit, you buy two. And you use one for parts, the tires, the wheels, the engine, the interior parts, whatever the case may be. And then you just use the other one and build it. That's not as much the case in other genres. What do you mean, Frank? Well, let's say, for example, I'm building a Wildcat, okay, which I'm going to be doing. Now, for me to do an inbox review of a Wildcat for plane modelers, that's not necessarily useful to them because they tend not to use kits as parts kits. If they buy multiples of the same subject, they're doing it because they want to build the same plane at different markings. They're not necessarily going to take the prop from a Wildcat and throw it on a P-47. It doesn't work like that. It wouldn't work at all. In fact, it would work horribly. That P-47 probably would. You're doing it again, Frank. It wouldn't be able to taxi. Barely. All right, enough. So, why would I do an inbox review? Well, because I know that most of my audiences are they're car modelers, and some of you might also be model planes. You might want to know what's inside these things. What's going on in this aspect of the hobby, and you never know. Maybe you want to grab a plane and do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you up there, and I'm going to show you what's inside this box. And I'm going to describe to you, like, this company in particular, Eduard. I'm going to show you their way of doing things and why I would probably recommend them if you're gonna buy a model plane. All right, so get up there again. Come on. Let's go. Okay, so here's our box. So the first thing we're going to notice on the box is Eduard's box art, which is usually pretty nice. Now, what does this mean? Profit pack. Eduard markets their kits in one of several ways. Usually, you'll see them offer a profit pack. Profit pack is the kit, which is the sprues to build the actual airframe, plus a cut mask for the canopy, which is very useful, and a color photo etch fret, which is also pretty useful. This way you don't have to paint all that. In addition, it would tend to have a greater amount of markings and marking options. So, as we can see by the instructions, they're going to give you, let's see. So this is option A. We got VC1 off of the USS Block Island. Was a composite squadron. And this one it'll give you a brief history of the particular aircraft, but by the looks of it, that's Atlantic Fleet. This one has the tricolor Pacific Fleet scheme. USS Coral Sea, November 43. Yep, they do. So here's the Atlantic scheme again. Now, here's one. This is weird. What's this about? Why is there red around? Whenever you see red around the markings, you'll always know. And this is a little secret between us. Whenever you see that red outline on the national insignia, that plane was in 1943. That was in service for 1943, and then after that they changed it. They removed that. So just showing you, giving you the basics. Now, what's this? What's going on here? Well, one of the things that we did during the war was we sold our allies our aircraft as part of initially part of the Lend-Lease program, and then eventually we just sold it to them. Some of it was returned, some of it wasn't. These are martlets. That was the name for the Royal Navy version of the Wildcat. And they had nice camouflage scheme, the sky on the bottom, that color. The markouts for the paint colors are Mysticolor paints. So it's you know, ooh, look at this, if you wanted to put notes down. And then the last page, believe me, I'm sure there's people that are going to have stuff written here. The last page is like stencils. So regardless of the variant that you're building, you would put the stencil decals on, okay? This is a profit pack. So like I said, you have larger marking options and photo etch fret and a pre-cut canopy mask. Now, one of the less fun things, at least for me, oh, look at this, they fell off, that's great, is masking the canopy frames on a model plane. And this is all die cut out of, so right off this sheet, and it's actually washi tape, the style of Tamiya tape. It's already pre-cut. I don't know if it's gonna show up. Let's see like the pre-cut lines. Where are my tweezers? I'll take a piece, peel a piece up for you. So it not only has the canopy masks, it also has masks for the wheels. So I'll pull that up, show you. I'm being rather indelicate with this. I would generally offer more care. So that pulls up. It's pre-cut so that it would go over, and then you could just spray paint or airbrush your colors on. But when we get to that part, you know, we're gonna build this on the channel. Not necessarily imminently, but we will. On the side of the box, you'll also have your marking options. So these two are Atlantic. You could tell because of the gray. This looks like it was probably also Atlantic Fleet, maybe even North Africa. These are martlets, and this one is Pacific. So now in the North Atlantic scheme, as you could see on the box art, the chief thing that they would be going after in the North Atlantic were eels. Now, they were after U-boats. And this, for whatever reason, this camouflage scheme was better suited to the Atlantic because of the light reflectivity off of the water. I'm probably boring the hell out of you. So anyway, they also have what's called the weekend edition. So the weekend edition will have two options for your colors, for your color scheme on the model. It won't have the mask and it won't have the photo etch, but it's more economical you know, it's the profit pack kits could be in the area of $40, and your weekend edition could be probably $10, $15 less. And then the most economical would be this. Overtrees. Now, what is Overtrees? Overtrees is literally just the sprues. So I'm going to take what's in this box out now and show you this in a second. But the Overtrees just has the sprues. Now, this one is an F4, F3, which is the Grumman version. There's differences that I'll go into when I'm building the model between them. But the Overtrees does not have decals. It doesn't have instructions. It just assumes that you have either a weekend edition or a profit pack edition of the kit, and that you would save the instructions, and maybe you're buying aftermarket decals and stuff like that, or you know, you want to take one of the decal options that came in the profit pack kit and still build that model, but you don't want to buy another $40 model that has all that. So you would buy the Overtrees and maybe pick up a decal mask, which you can actually buy separately, and that's what I took out of the box. So these are all things that you can buy from Eduard that are designed to fit perfectly on their kits. So right here is the paint mask for the pre-cut paint mask for the canopy, and when it says T-face on their canopy mask, it means you can also mask off the inside of the canopy, so that you could paint the inside of the canopy like interior green or zinc chromate, whatever the actual prototype of the vehicle goes for. So this is a little bit more expensive at $15 for the mask. You can get a pre-cut mask. They usually, you know, some of them are like $7. It's worth it. It saves you a lot of trouble and headaches. This is resin wheels for an F4, F3, which is a Grumman-built version of the Wildcat. And these were new when I bought them. This is a set of photo etch, pre-painted photo etch belts. And over here are 3D printed decals. Like if you remember the Porsches that I built, the Quintus Studios had the 3D printed decals. This is the same thing. So these things are... It's a weird way to open these. You don't cut from the top in order to make it resealable. You open it from the bottom. So you'd cut this out like you would a regular decal, dip it in water, and then you apply the decal to the piece of the kit like a regular decal. But look at the detail in there. It's even got like the glass over the dials for the gauges. Really cool. This had just came out when I bought this. I bought this a couple of years ago. I actually have an F4 F3 profit pack, but it's buried somewhere in my stash. I'll find it eventually. That's what most of this stuff is for anyway. And in addition, we have the belts. Even though it came with this, I think I might actually even have two. And then these are the exhausts. These are, now you can see, so Eduard, look at this packaging. Holy cow! For $6, look at how this is packaged. So this is 3D printed, or it might have been the prototype was 3D printed and then they cast it. I can't be sure, but these would be the exhaust for the engine, and rather than having to drill out the kit pieces, you have these and you just add them. And because they're made by the manufacturer of the kit, they all fit perfectly. The fit is flawless. So I ain't done talking to you yet. Still have one more thing to show you. And then we'll be done. All right. So the other thing I wanted to show you was I was watching Raul over at the Muscle Car Modeler, and he's working on a Demon, one of these, and he was saying that he got a resin grill off of eBay, and that peaked for a 72 Demon, for a 72. Was it a Demon? Oh, I thought they only had that one. Whatever. It's for a 72 Demon. And I'm thinking to myself, the Demon and the Dart had very, very similar, if not the same, grill. And I needed a 72 grill for a Dart. So I go onto eBay and I search for 1972 Demon 3D printed grill. And my search result brought up this. This is a 3D printed grill by a few Sprues Loose. That's the name of the, and there will be a link in the description naturally. But this is a 3D printed grill that is a drop-in fit for the recently re-released MPC 71 Demon, and it fits in there perfectly. So that's just a drop-in fit. Take a look at that. So thank you very much, Raul, for putting me onto that. Appreciated. And then the bumper from the 71 Demon kit will fit right on there, and the valance and everything else, and it's just a drop-in fit. It also comes with 3D printed clear turn signals for the grill, because the 72 had more squared off turn signals, so that's these. And then these are the side marker lights, which is very, very handy. So if you take the plunge and purchase this, it will come on the supports for 3D printing. And I'll give you fair warning, and I understand why Few Sprues Loose sends it this way. It is a more stable and structurally sound way to send something like this, especially if you don't know how, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on packaging and just get the product to people. I would recommend, first off, I definitely recommend that you get this if this is something that you want to do. I believe they also have a 71 Demon grill that you can get. There's actually a bunch of stuff. Just check out his store. But if you get it, the attachment to the raft is rather robust. So what I would recommend when removing this or any 3D part that comes on the raft, on the supports like that, never try to peel up like that, because you risk breaking it. When you first get it, test it by twisting it laterally like that, and if it goes, it'll go. But depending on the depth at which the supports are printed, like this was on there rather robustly. And not that that's a bad thing. That's a good thing to make sure that when you get a part, it's not cracked, it's not broken. So if you have a situation where you have that, I would recommend, and I kept this raft for a purpose, not to necessarily cut it off close to the part. What I would recommend is that you go down low. You cut here, close to the raft, as much as you can, so that you free the part. And then from there, once you have the supports free of the raft, it'll be easy to just pop them off. And then the cleanup of this area is rather simple. It's just sanding. But it is resin dust, so by all means, put your mask on. So that was the last thing I wanted to show you. I'm going to throw you back up on the tripod and we'll sum up. We did the shop card shoutouts. The channel shoutout, I don't have a shop card for Dan the Man, but 6T's rule. It will be on the screen right now. And it will be in the description and it will be in the title of this video. So check out Dan's channel. Make sure you, even if you were subscribed previously, this is a new channel. You have to start all over again for something that happened with YouTube. So get over to Dan and check him out. We did the shop cards. Billy, Ed, thank you very much. Best of luck with your channels. Anything you need, you let me know. We got those shows coming up. Definitely check those shows out. Give some serious thought, especially to NNL East, especially to Replicon, especially to MosquitoCon, and especially to Ricky Wallace's Model Cars and Coffee, which is all the ones that I said. Yeah, especially all of them. Check them out. It's one of the, not just this where we get to be part of a community, but it's nice to see everybody in person and catch up and chew the fat. I almost cursed. You know what I almost said. You know exactly what I almost said. Chew the fat and get to see each other, see what we're working on, see our stuff, and get inspired for the next year's builds. So, not just that, we got a nice product for a very popular, recently anticipated, highly anticipated kit. So now you have an option to make it into a 72. You could even use that on a Dart, maybe, if you were so inclined, and somehow maybe doing a 72 Dart. You could check that out. And a model plane. Think about it. I recommended Eduard because their fit is pretty slick, and most of their kits, especially like their most recent kits, the P51 Mustang, all variants, the Wildcat, their Zero, those are all newly tooled within the past five years, and the fit is phenomenal. Beautiful stuff. The decals are gorgeous. Everything about them is just it's a nice experience. It's Tamiya-esque, if not maybe a little bit more detailed, a little more fiddly, especially on some of them, but a little bit more detailed than your average Tamiya kit. Except unless you're getting into like the higher price Tamiya kits. Definitely something to keep in mind. You could get you could a la carte. That's with the Overtrees that I showed you, that plain white box. I'm going to have a link in the description to an online retailer that sells Eduard stuff, and I'm also going to link to Eduard's direct site. You can actually buy from them. They're in the Czech Republic. Takes maybe 2 weeks. It's not that bad. They ship almost instantly, and like they're the manufacturer, so they know if they have it in stock or not. So that's an option to look into. Think about building a model plane. Think about building a tank. Not everybody is just exclusively a model car builder. A lot of folks are into RC cars, slot cars, RC planes, trains, ships, figures, sci-fi, Gundam. It's a big world out there, folks. Let's learn from each other, share our passions, and it makes for a better community and a better hobbyscape overall. Hobbyscape. There's a word. All right, kiddies. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I got Frizzo's back. Frankie, I had a blast hanging out with you. I'll speak to you again soon. And until we speak again, my friends, take care of yourselves and be well.